This podcast will fail, and that's probably okay, but then again, I could be wrong, so who really knows? Episode 62, this podcast will fail. I'm your host, just some guy. Who I am is completely irrelevant to the conversations that I come here to have with you and with myself. And hello. And I'll start this particular conversation by saying I sincerely hope, I honest to God hope, that you and everyone you care about is okay. That everyone you love is safe and whole and healthy. Because for a growing number of us, that is not the case. And that's kind of what I'm here to talk about today. It's this division and this divisiveness around the idea of public health and public safety is absolutely mind-boggling to me right now. And if this season is all about coming to terms with things, right now, my fellow Americans, we need to come to terms with our own bullshit. That's straight up honest truth. And that's actually said from a position of love, if you can believe that. That we are in trouble. And the aforementioned bullshit is our own stubbornness and our own refusal to think beyond ourselves and our own preconceived notions about life, about society, about everything. The tribalism has reached a fever pitch in the middle of the biggest health crisis this world has faced in 100 years. And yet, even saying those words out loud, there are far too many of my fellow citizens that hear what I say and immediately shut it out and turn up their nose and close their eyes and shake their head. No. You're just living in fear. You're just. Now, inevitably, you can pretty much guarantee that these positions fall along political lines. Sorry, but they do. And it almost doesn't necessarily matter which side is which in this case, because it could just as easily be the other way around. The issue doesn't even necessarily have to be around the fact that there is a deadly, highly contagious virus spreading around the world and now going on its second to third resurgence in this country, where now that we finally got our testing game started, we never really had appropriate testing earlier in the year. Now that we are actually testing people at a higher rate, we're finding out this freaking thing is in a lot more places than we ever thought it was. And a lot more infections happening every single day. Like almost every single day, we're now setting a new record for the number of infections. Guess what? I don't think more people are actually getting infected. I think that we're now finding out that this thing is in far more places than we thought. And I think that set a lot of us up with a false sense of security. But it also gave license to a lot of cognitive dissonance. One of my favorite words ever. One of my favorite phrases. Cognitive dissonance. Refusal to see what is right in front of you because it goes against your preconceived worldview. That's what's happening here. There is a refusal to accept that there is asymptomatic spread. right? There's far more people walking around spitting out and breathing out and sneezing out virus than we knew. They were there all along. But because the testing numbers were where they were, see, no, come on, it's not that big of a deal. Oh, there's not even that many people die. Oh, more people die of the flu. Oh, more people die in car accident. Are you legitimately saying that you believe that these are acceptable losses, that even one is okay, let alone 1,000 a day? Let alone, 2,000 a day? Oh, I'm sorry. Yesterday was 3,000 people died. Did 3,000 people die of the flu last month? I don't know. I don't actually know that number, but I don't think so. 1,000 people dying a day of the flu? Do 1,000 people a day die in car accidents? No, I don't think so. I guess I could take the time to look up the number, but I'm pretty sure it's not accurate. I saw one statistic that said that this year, the year 2020, more people died of COVID-19 infections than the last 4 years of flu data combined. Right. Oh no, but they're falsifying the records because the doctors get paid money by the government if they say that the death was... Okay, stop. Just stop. Come to terms with your own bullshit. If you spent less than 10 minutes doing some actual reading of accredited sources of information, you would find that this myth of $30,000 to doctors for putting COVID on the death certificate is bullshit. The $30,000 is the reimbursement to the hospital that devoted an ICU bed, that paid nurses and doctors around the clock, that paid for personal protective equipment, that maintained a quarantine level of security in that hospital for that person coming into the facility with a highly contagious and potentially deadly virus. That's what that is. But no, it's fake. It's false. It's ridiculous. It's just the government. It's just money. Ah. Okay, you need to stop. You need to have a seat, because right now you are a petulant child. If you are out there spewing this bullshit on wherever you're putting it, it doesn't matter, Facebook, Twitter, Reddit, comment sections on every conceivable piece of social media out there, saying stupid things like masks don't work. Really? That must be why for the last chunk of this century, doctors and nurses have worn masks during procedures. It must be why they mask up and glove up when they're cutting open a human being and performing surgery. Yeah, because those masks don't work. That's just for TV. That's so Doctor Strange can look cool when he's dancing to the music and performing in a movie. No. Masks don't work when they're not worn. When they're not worn properly. I have to go and grocery shop for my family on one of my weekend days every single week. It's getting worse and worse and worse. I walked into Walmart on Monday. I really don't. I've got to figure out how to do this curbside stuff at this point, because I cannot countenance walking into these buildings with all of these slobby assholes everywhere with either no mask on or their freaking nose sticking out of the top of the mask which is spewing virus, genius. And even the workers, I counted 6 noses within 5 minutes of walking in the building. And several of those were employees of Walmart who were not wearing their mask properly, who were wearing ill-fitting masks. When I could see your lips moving behind like the little open area from the top of your mask, there's like a gap of an inch. That mask doesn't work because you don't know what you're doing or you don't care. I counted one dude. Now, I'm sorry to get a little stereotypical with this one, but some redneck piece of crap in a dirty hunting jacket with a ratty brown ball cap on his head, no mask on his face whatsoever, unchallenged. No one said a damn word to him. White trash, garbage, strutting around. And I can just, what this guy thinks about all of it. Just by the fact that he is strutting through a store, not giving shit one about anything other than himself and what he likes and what he doesn't want to do. F the government and whatever else. And now I got to make a beeline and figure out how to go around this jackass's air just so I can get food for my family. It's beyond cognitive dissonance, too, right? This has reached a level of just selfishness. Abject selfishness. I don't care about you. I only care about myself and what I want and my freedom and my liberty and my whatever. And yet, how many stories have come out in the past several months of those people, those arrogant, selfish, self-righteous pricks who are sitting there with a oxygen mask over their face going, I didn't think it was this bad. I didn't realize. And you're scared. Oh, now you're scared. Now that it affects you. Now that you have a family member who's at risk or has died. Now that it's somebody you love, and now that it's something that affects you personally, all of a sudden you have this great conscience. It was never about anybody else. It was always about you. So come to terms with your own selfishness. I knew I wanted to talk about this, but I didn't think it would actually turn into a full-on rant. But I'm angry. Because I'm scared. Yeah. Oh, you're just scared. Yeah, stupid. You should be scared too. This is unprecedented. And what's worse is it's unnecessary. If you listen to yesterday's episode, I had to take a mental health day off of work because of the stress. Because of feeling like this infection is closing in around me. Feeling like it's somehow inevitable that I'm going to bring this thing home and infect my family and roll the dice. Roll those dice. Good luck, buddy. You'll probably be okay. Most people are okay. It's only 99% infection rate. When you spin the cylinder on a revolver and 5 of the 6 chambers are empty, do you follow the same calculus? 5 of them are empty. It's a big deal. Just play the game. No. I refuse to play. It's still Russian roulette. Yeah, you'll probably be okay. Get cylinder number 6, my friend. Or one of your family members. One of your children. One of your parents. Oh, well, no, I got it. No, my aunt got it. My friend got it. My sister got it. My brother got it. He was fine. He recovered. He recovered just fine. How many people did that person infect? Do you know? Do you? You don't. When you went to that Thanksgiving party because you know your friends. Well, I thought I was fine. I had this exact conversation with someone that I know, someone that I respect and love. Someone who was not an anti-masker, not a mask hole, as I like to call them. And this individual apparently went to brunch, thought he was fine because I know all these people got the COVID-19 infection. And yes, he did survive. He did. One of his friends did not. So how's your math now? How's that calculus working out for you? Is it what you thought? Is it what you expected? Is it okay? Well, it was me. Well, I see. This is the inflection point right now in this country, that we have turned political disagreement into a basic lack of human decency and a functional disregard for human life. Well, I mean, wait, not for abortions. We don't do abortions because that's murder. Yeah? You know that you, Karen, stomping around Costco with no mask, screaming about your rights and whatever. Somebody in that store picks up your infection that you don't know if you have because you're asymptomatic and you refuse to get tested. You don't know who you have infected, and you don't know if that person is going to get cylinder number 6. You don't. But unfortunately, and the purpose of this is, you don't care. And until we actually start caring again, I don't know how this changes. I don't know how this gets better. This wildfire is burning through our country, and you don't even want to piss on it. That's where we are. I don't know what else to say. I don't know what else to say. Everything I see pisses me off now. Every selfish, self-centered, self-righteous person that sits there and says, it's nothing, it's fake, it's not dangerous, you're living in fear, how dare you, my rights, you can't make me. Every single one of you need to come to terms with this. Because the rest of us just want to live. All right? Vaccines are around the corner. But around the corner is 4 to 6 to, for some of us, 8 months before we ever get a shot in the arm. And in the middle of that time, a lot of us still have to duck and cover and hope and do what we can to stay safe and keep our family safe and try to keep our friends safe by staying the hell away. And keep spinning the cylinder, keep rolling the dice, and more people die. We're looking at potentially 500,000 people by the end of this thing. 500,000 people in a little more than a year. That should scare the hell out of everybody. But apparently, for a lot of folks, it doesn't matter. So, until you come to terms with your bullshit, this is where we are and this is where we're going to be. I'm sorry if this was divisive or if this wasn't enjoyable, but I needed to get it off my chest. And I hope that someone out there will heed my words and decide to do better. But I will stop for now, and I will try to calm down, and I will go eat my lunch. If you took any time to listen to this, thank you. Feel free to share it. If you need to yell at somebody, I'll let me be the one to yell. Go ahead and share this with somebody who needs to hear it, and I'll take the hit. But that's it. That's all for now. We'll talk to you all tomorrow. Be safe, be well, and have a good one.